Yes?
Please begin the story.
It began with a dream of faith, a dream of sorrow.
A dream of sorrow. You know why I've come. Please, do not do this. Do not take him. Step aside, the bargain has been made. But he is the only son I have, please. You will have another. But this one dies today.
Century of sorrow is upon us. Save yourself.
That which is destined cannot be denied.
Who goes there? What do you want?
Oh my.
This is the will of the Lord.
I had the strangest dream last night. I dreamt of meeting a woman in a forest, a woman dressed in an elegant blue gown. In the dream I spoke of a bargain and threatened the life of her son. Just as I stepped forward to attack, the scene faded. I then found myself floating through the streets of a burning city filled with the cries of dying men, women, and children. They kept shouting the phrase, "The century of sorrow is upon us." As I continued to float, I approached a ghostly mouth hovering in the air. It spoke softly, and I heard the words, "That which is destined cannot be denied." And then the scene faded again. Next I saw a peaceful halfling village. Suddenly a group of knights dressed entirely in red descended upon the halflings, and began to slaughter them without mercy. The carnage was horrible. After all of the halflings lay dead, one of the knights bowed and spoke these words: "This is the will of the Lord." Then I awoke, here at the Hoppin' Hobgoblin Inn, where I had come to spend the night. I've had vivid nightmares before, but never like this. This dream felt more like a memory, but I am sure I had never seen these people before. Who was the woman in the forest? Why had I come to kill her son? Who were the knights who attacked the halflings, and what is the Century of Sorrow? I think I better talk with someone who can answer these questions. This book is a collection of popular tales. They include Upon the Moonlight, This is a story of the love between a noble princess from Asilgard and a humble ranger of the Faeretian forest. Like many such stories, this one ends in tragedy, with the ranger slain by the girl's father and the girl herself by her own hand. The Weeping Halls. This is a fable about a great dwarven sculptor so skilled that he could carve an entire mountain in a week. However, so great was his despair for his lost wife that the halls he carved for his kings were built only with sadness. In the court of the Queen of Thorns. This is the tale of Ragnar Uthgal and his journey into the depths of the earth. There he discovered a race of elves who had been banished underground many thousands of years ago, punished by the gods for delving into forbidden magics. Over the centuries of darkness, the skin of these elves had turned black like their hearts. Cave of Song. This is a story of a mysterious cave in the forest of Grimwood, a cave filled with an eerie song. According to the author, the cave is the mouth of an ancient titan who had fallen asleep eons ago. The mountains had covered him like a blanket and the trees have grown upon his skin. Readers are warned not to enter the cave lest they wake the titan. Fire sails upon the wind. This is one of the many tales about the great explorer Oris Ogenov. In this story, he travels to distant eastern lands where he is captured by men whose blood is made of fire. Okay, is that somehow relevant? Probably should find a shopkeeper first. We have some money, so
You must fall for the greater good.
okay. Hop in, hobgoblin in. Vagar the Whimsical.
What can I do for you?
Greetings to you and well met. I'm called Vagar. Vagar the Whimsical. Greetings, Vagar. I'm Ania Melibnan. It is fine to meet you this day, Ania. Join me for some ale and let us pass the time in relaxed conversation. Sure, can I ask you some questions? Of course, go right ahead. Have you ever heard of something called the Century of Sorrow? No, sorry, I can't say that I have, but it sounds quite dreadful. Yes, are you sure you have never heard of it? No, I believe I have not. And where have you heard this phrase? I heard it in a dream last night. Oh, a dream. Well, then I'm sure it means something important. Why is that? Because dreams are always filled with meaning. They are our eyes into the beyond. They are our eyes into something beyond our reality. Visions of the past or the future. Are you saying that when we dream we see the future? It is what some believe. I have heard tales of great prophets whose dreams foretell the future. Entire kingdoms have been built on such dreams, and entire kingdoms have fallen. It is said that we all have the ability to see the future in dreams, but only very few learn to open their eyes to this talent. But I ramble. Can you tell me what else you saw in this dream? I saw a woman in a forest protecting the life of her son. Protecting him from what? From me, it seems I was there to kill her son. What? Why would you do such a terrible thing? I would not. I would never harm an innocent child. And did you recognize this woman? No, I've never seen her before.
Then perhaps it is someone you shall meet in the future. What else did you see?
I saw a city burning and people dying in terrible agony.
Oh my, that is indeed disturbing. What else did you see?
I saw a halfling village being slaughtered.
A village of halflings?
Why, yes.
You say you saw halflings being slaughtered. By whom?
A group of knights dressed in red armor.
And the town. Can you describe the town?
Well, it was a dream and not very clear, but I remember that there was a small well surrounded by a group of homes built into rolling hills.
What? Why, that sounds just like Norrenshire, my hometown. What else did you see?
I saw a house built into a hilltop with two columns near the entrance.
Yes, that's the home of Brolbidor, the mayor. You saw all this in a dream.
Yes, such just recently.
Oh my. Perhaps something has happened. You saw the town being slaughtered.
Well, it was just a dream.
Or perhaps it was an omen.
An omen?
Oh dear, I better go back to see if anything is wrong.
Perhaps you should, just to be sure.
Would you come with me, please? Oh, I'm sorry to ask this of you, but this dream of yours has got me quite worried.
I don't really have a reason to say no. We have to start investigating somewhere, and what we have? We have Norringshire, Century of Sorrow, and some random woman's child. Uh, it seems like Norringshire would be a good place to start. This does sound strange. Perhaps we should investigate this together.
Ah, yes, so thank you. I promise to repay you for your help as soon as we arrive.
Okay, I guess I have some time to help you if necessary.
Great, let's go then. Norrenshire is due east of this valley.
Right.
What
I
can I
had
do
some
for
other
you?
questions I could ask. Why can you tell me why you are called Vagard the Whimsical?
Well, it's merely a moment's fancy. At other times I have been called Vagar the Capricious, but I thought it sounded untrustworthy. Whimsical is much more pleasant, don't you agree?
Sure, can I ask you some questions? Can you share with me some of the locals' lore?
Certainly. Would you like to hear the tragedy of Ulcinor, or perhaps you would hear about the old gulag's haunting cat?
Um, please tell me the tragedy of Ulcinor.
Very well. I will begin with the end, for that is how I heard the tale myself. It ends with a ring, a simple ring worn by a simple half-elven man named Ulcinor, who stopped here in this inn, as many do on the road to Endor. This ring, he said, bears the mark of elven royalty, of a queen of to the kingdom of Linlitharn. Now, I did not believe that a plain copper ring like this could be the mark of a prince, and told him so.
What did he say?
He showed me discreetly its true nature. With a few magical phrases, an illusion was temporarily lifted. Hidden under it was a jewel-encrusted ring of pure mithril, marking in ancient elvish runes. I was astounded. This Ulcinor, a common-looking man in drab attire, was in fact the heir to great elven wealth.
Why was he traveling incognito?
It was because he was abandoning his people. He was bringing the ring to Endor in order to sell it for a few gold pieces. Let it be lost in anonymity on the hand of some simple human woman. He told me why he was doing this. He said it was a lesson, justice for what his father, Teledasan, had done.
Go on.
Many years ago, King Teledasan of Linlitharn had fallen in love with a beautiful human woman named Quinn. Their union produced the king's first son, Ulsinor, but his family was doomed, for elves and humans can never live together in marriage.
Why not?
Because of time, humans live for only a few decades, while elvish lives last for centuries, even millennia. How can there be a happy ending when one lover watches the other grow old and die? Teledasan loved Quinn for a time, but as she aged, he gradually lost interest in her, preferring the company of elven women that shared his vitality. Quinn spent her last years neglected in the forest palace.
What happened then?
Ulcinor confronted his father in front of an assembly of elven nobles and called shame upon him. He rejected his claim to the throne and swore that the ring meant for an elvish queen would instead be worn by a common human woman. For the dutiful hand of a pure woman deserves it more than the royal hand of an arrogant queen. With that he left, disguised in powerful illusions.
And went to Endor.
Yes, as far as I know, he sold the ring as he planned and settled in the city among humans. So now some common lass wears a simple copper ring, unaware that its value is greater than all the wealth of all the nobles that look upon her in the street. A just irony, don't you think?
Yes, that is true.
Like,
This story about the cat sounds fascinating.
well, actually, it's not very interesting. Old Gulag, the barrel maker, has lost his cat, but he can still hear its meowing coming from the walls. This has been going on for years now. Surely the cat cannot be alive, and therefore one must conclude that it is dead or undead.
Yeah, I see. Thanks for recounting this great story.
Right? What exactly can Mr. Meridak Barrowmane do? Rogue fighter, definitely more on the roguish side, apparently. Still, it's someone who can block damage and give us time to shoot arrows. He seems to have okay equipment, +2 equipment.
What can I get you?
Welcome, please have a seat and I'll be right with you.
Right.
Oi, what can I get ya?
Greetings, I'm Fjorn Blurbendark. Welcome to the Inn of the Hopping Hobgoblin. Would you care to purchase some ale?
Uh, Questions. Have you ever heard of something called the Century of Sorrow?
Oh, no, sorry, wouldn't want to either.
Oi, what can I get ya?
Anything of interest around these parts?
Not much. This here is just a stopover on the way to Endor. We did have some problems a while ago, but that's all been taken care of by some adventurers.
What kind of problems?
Well, there were some bandits holed up in a cave just near the mill, to the north of the inn. They used to waylay folks wandering about at dusk, robbing them, sometimes killing.
And the bandits are all gone now.
Yep, driven off by adventurers, but then once the cave was empty, it became a lair for some pretty nasty beasts. One of them ate my cow, Tula.
What kind of beasts were these?
Insects, darn large ones, but they too were exterminated by traveling adventurers. You can say we've been lucky around here.
But where did these insect beasts come from?
I don't know, probably burrowed out of the ground. Young Samar Blake said the floor of that cave has got some tunnels in it, built by Earth. He figured the bandits must have had some treasure buried in the cave. He's been digging around for it for weeks now with no luck.
Thanks for the info. Okay. Do you have anything for sale? Nothing of real interest.
Good tidings to you.
Century of Sorrow. No, can't say that I have. How about you, Tolman? Have you ever heard of a Century of Sorrow?
Nope, never heard of it.
I see. Thank you anyway.
Good tidings to you.
Anything interesting around these parts? Stories. Oh, sure, sure. Why, just last year we had been besieged by a great and vicious monster. What kind of monster? It was a giant insect king standing a full 9 feet tall. I myself measured its carcass. So it's dead. Aye, killed by some adventurers. Thank Arendelle for that. The monster had been sneaking out of its cave to steal cows and chickens, and it wouldn't have been long before it started feasting on humans.
Greetings.
Have you ever heard of something called the Century of Sorrow?
The what?
Century of Sorrow.
Nope, never heard of that. What's this all about?
I don't actually know. I heard it in a dream.
Oh, ho, ho, lass, you've been having too much of Bjorn's ales, methinks.
No, I'm sure it means something.
Sure it does, lass, sure it does.
Greetings.
Hey there.
I heard you've been digging around for some treasure in an old bandit cave. Have you found anything yet?
Ah, he's found some calluses on his hands and the taste of sweat that comes from hard work, that's about it. There's treasure in that cave, I'm telling you, and I'm going to find it. Bah, there's nothing there but some old bones and rat feces. You keep digging around in that cave and all you'll bring back is its foul smell. That won't be impressing the ladies much.
Oh, give him a break, Tommen. You never know what might be hidden in an old cave.
That's right, that's right.
So I guess so far the search has turned up empty.
But I think I'm getting closer to some kind of underground chamber. I bet in a few more weeks I'll be through.
Well, best of luck to you.
Hey there.
Century of Sorrow.
Century of Sorrow, Century of Sorrow.
Does it sound familiar?
Yes, but I'm not sure where I heard it.
Please try to concentrate.
The young man furrows his brow and rubs his chin. No, sorry, I cannot recall.
Well, if you do, please let me know.
Okay, I will. Perhaps you should talk with the bard. Vagar something or other. He knows much lore, he does. Yeah.
Hail to ye! Hail to ye! Hail to ye!
Hello there.
Greetings, traveler. May I interest you in some of my fine goods?
Yes. We can basically afford basic equipment, which would be a bow and arrows at this point, I think.
Right.
Do you even sell longbows? Yes. Maybe we should buy a longbow +1. We can afford it, and it's a few hundred gold pieces more expensive than the normal one. I think it's worth the investment. We're gonna need a massive amount of arrows. One thing I don't want to happen is arrows running out in the middle. Right. Do I want to sell the armor or not? Uh, just sell it. I guess we're going to the Norrenshire part. I recognize the map. Now that's the mill. This was the rogue or thief specific campaign I played earlier. The one where you have to infiltrate some kind of a thieves guild in Endor. Right. This is the same map where that campaign started. That's the road to Endor. We're going to the opposite direction, Norrenshire. Right. I guess it makes sense. I mean, if you're a module maker and make multiple campaigns, you reuse resources. It saves you time, and in more, I suppose it has the benefit of basically allowing your players to feel that they're playing in a more developed and or consistent game world. Want to visit the mill. There was equipment, it was food storage in the other campaign. Looks like it's a shop. Smithy.
Hail to ye!
What are you doing here in this mill?
What's it look like? I be forging steel for the finest weapons and armor this side of Endor.
It's not kidding. 30,000. There's no way we can ever afford it. Besides, this is a prologue, so I'm not sure how much time should I waste going through these things. I can't really buy anything interesting. Buying a small shield for him. If he's not using two weapons, he probably should put on a shield. There's no downside to that. Right. I don't think there's any point in going to the cave. He said it'll take weeks or a couple of weeks for him to get anywhere. What I think he's saying basically is that it's a don't go there in the prologue. It's a waste of your time. Norrenshire seems to be the prologue thing, so let's go to Norrenshire. Estimated length 2 hours. Road leads eastward through valleys and forests toward the township of Norrenshire. I talk with you.
Well met, friend.
So which way to Norrenshire?
It's east of here. We must follow the road through the forest of Arrel Glen.
Very well, let's go. We'll keep an eye out for interesting things, but I doubt all that much will happen here. This will basically
We
be
have
the
no choice. They must be eliminated.
part of the north storm clouds are gathered. Yeah, this is gonna be some kind of a tease or setup for the actual campaign.
Get
We
out of
have
sight!
no choice. They must be eliminated.
Get out of sight. The forest of Arrel Glen is just ahead. We should pass through it as stealthily as we can.
Why is that?
They say the forest is full of anger.
Anger? A forest feels anger.
Yes, anger at something terrible that happened there once.
What was it?
I don't know. All I hear is that sometimes people who pass through the forest never come out of the other side. I just think it's good to be cautious.
Okay, thanks for the advice. Uh, let's see. The forest before you is dark and foreboding. Some kind of a campfire. Comfortable log. Yeah, there's no such thing. This campsite has been abandoned quite recently. You're not actually in stealth mode. Well, what are we supposed wolves?
I will strike you down, or fall in the attempt.
There should be a feat that I can use. So I can recover some of the arrows. That's not a bad thing. Even if we don't get everything back, it'll make things easier for me.
I will strike you down, or fall in the attempt.
We're not gonna get a level up. Ooh, a howler. What the fuck is a howler? Looks like a mushroom. The head of this purple mushroom is covered in small circular mouths, each lined with tiny teeth. Yeah. See what happens. Where's the other hostile? The head of this mushroom is covered with tiny mouths. When thrown, it can strike fear in all but the bravest of hearts. Howler bulb. Okay, that's Norenshire. Fuck this sneaking around. It's just basically taking a lot of time to do anything. Could you stop sneaking? Tracks of some kind of a creature. Grizzly bear. Yeah, it was pretty much a mistake not to buff myself force picking this particular fight. Murdoch might die. Murdoch will die.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Yeah. Maybe I can misdirect it.
You must fall for the greater good. We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
One hit point.
I'm not going to last much longer.
No shit. Well, that's one corpse, so... Was this bear the monstrosity we were supposed to be afraid of? I have to rest because of Murdoch. I have some healing, but not enough to heal him fully. That brings up another problem. We do have buffing
no
options.
choice. They must be eliminated.
Should have used them. Let's sneak around. Ooh, fuck. Tangled vine. Beat the fire. Hopefully the bear doesn't attack us. Gigantic spider webs. That's I hope there are no spiders here. I can't really do much about poison at the moment. Howlers, Sturge. A little blood-sucking creature. Don't go close to the
Stand
howlers.
your ground, friends.
No problem.
I think they have a shriek of fear-causing shriek when they die. So if we go near, we'll have to deal with that. Potentially, either me or the henchman will keep running away for a few minutes after that. It's horseshit, and I don't want to deal with that. The trees before you are dark and twisted. Okay. So if there's something wrong with the forest, this is it. And their sight fills you with dread. Twig blight. A tree-like creature whose leafless branches interlock to create a sinister humanoid shape. Immunity to critical hits, mind spells, paralysis, poison, spell immunity.
We have no
Well,
choice.
have a
They
look
must
at
be
this.
eliminated.
What is this place?
I don't know, but it looks foreboding, does it not?
Indeed, let us be cautious.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
Yeah,
That's it for you. Take
now they're
that.
fairly weak. I expected them to be more dangerous. What is this? Couple skulls next to a tree. Special dark place, but why is this special dark place? Apparently it's not important. Constitution decree. That's not too bad. It'll probably go away if we just rest. Remains should be arrows. Right. Don't want to go near the bear just in case it'll turn hostile. East to Norrenshire. I have arrived in Norrenshire. So far I see no evidence of any trouble here. Ahead you see smokes peacefully rising from a quiet valley.
This way then, here! Come on!
You are certain that you recognize this place. It is the village from your dream.
Get in line. Follow me.
Come on, let's talk to Mayor Balbidor. This home is warm and inviting.
Greetings.
Greetings, and who might you be, madam?
My name is Ania. Yep, I think I'll skip the surname. Melimian? My name is Ania Melimian. I am pleased to meet you.
Mayor Balbidor, tell me, has there been any trouble in town recently? Ah, young Meritag Fairmain, it is good to see you again, lad. Thank you, sir, but please, has there been any trouble here? Trouble? Well, old Robin Thorntow seems to have lost his spectacles again. He's blaming Rigrin for it. No, not that kind of trouble. Has there been an attack on the town? What? An attack? Why on earth would you think that?
I had seen it in a dream.
Oh, well, methinks you shouldn't take dreams so seriously, friend.
Nevertheless, have you seen any strangers around town recently?
Yes, have you seen any men dressed in red armor? No, menfolk don't come here much. You know this, Meridoc.
We have a few options here. It seems to be more. I don't think it has anything to do with the outcome, but in attitude. We can basically be very pressing about this. Are you sure? And you haven't seen any suspicious men, or basically accept what he has said to us and sort of continue on that. Do you know any knights in red armor around these parts? Or so it was nothing at all. I think my attitude in general will be the more neutral one, in that I have no intention of can't really lie about my visions. I might not be fully open about them either, but I'm not gonna start lying about them. And I'm not going to press the visions because they're just dreams and visions at this point. I don't know if they're gonna what exactly am I seeing. Even if they're somehow tied to events, in what way? I mean, am I seeing some kind of an unfiltered vision of truth, or it's a dream after all? Am I seeing some kind of a filtered version, or something that requires interpretation, or so I'm not going to press too much on this type of a dream prophecy, at least not based on what we've seen so far. So, do you know of any knights in red armor around these parts? Knights in red armor? No, I can't say I do. So it was nothing, nothing at all. Maybe it was nothing. Meridoc looks very relieved. Merudoc. I'm not sure if I want to, basically. I still have a bad feeling about this. Well, that's good news, or... So, how about that alien promise? I don't want to press this. I mean, the bad feeling and all that. Because you... What are they supposed to do about it? There's currently really nothing to work with. And there's no reason to believe that there's any immediate threat. So, I'm willing to leave that at that. Well, that's good news then. Yes, good news indeed. But I nearly forgot. I promised you some of our finest ale, my friend. Come with me and I shall treat your throat to Norwinshire's finest brew. Very well. Lead on, Master Meridoc. Very well then. I hope you enjoy your stay in Norwinshire. Let's go talk with him. We'll take a closer look at the Norwinshire village after we've dealt with Meridoc. I also have to decide what I'm going to do next. This is clearly the vision or dreams are clearly the thing I'm supposed to pursue, but I don't have really clues what to pursue at this point. This Norwinshire is a dead end at the moment. Luton Lager. Your senses are struck with a variety of pungent and pleasant odors.
Well, hello to you.
Meridoc, welcome back, my boy. I see your feet of got more sense in them than your head. They always bring ye back here in time. Yes, dear Dregrin, in the end my thirst for fine ale is greater even than my wanderlust. And finer ale never will ye find outside the Luden Lager. And who's your fine elven friend yet there? My name is Ania Melimian. Pleased to meet you. Pleasure is mine, lass. So, what'll you have? What's good around here? Well, the bitter leaf is especially good this fall. Fine, I'll have one of those. 2 bitter leaves then. Murdoch places some coins on the bar. Thanks. And some veal cutlets with mashed potatoes, please. Let's drink the peaceful days ahead. The peaceful days. Come now, let us sit by the fire and relax for a moment.
Well met, friend.
So, what do you think of the bitter leaf?
It's indeed quite good.
Quite good. Why, it's the finest ale in the land.
It is indeed excellent.
Indeed it is. Have some more.
Not mind if I do.
So your dream seems to have been just that, a dream.
I can start with the what ifs, but I don't see the point of it. Yeah, maybe there's something to it, but maybe there's not. Do we really need to worry these people or Meridoc about it? I guess so.
Or Murdoch suddenly looks concerned again. Perhaps these knights are still going to arrive someday.
I don't know, but if this was a vision of the future, then perhaps it will still come to pass.
But perhaps it was not a vision of the future at all. Perhaps it was nothing.
Meridoc, listen to me. The town that I had seen in my dream was exactly like this town. I recognized the well, the mayor's home. That could not have been a mere coincidence.
Have you had visions of the future before?
I have had many dreams, but never as vivid. I don't know if any of those other dreams were portents of the future.
I myself have had many dreams as well, but they are always dreams of adventures that I want to have someday.
Tell me about your dreams, Murdoch.
In my dreams, I'm a great hero. I travel to distant lands, far from these quiet hills, and face great dangers. In my dreams, I slay fearsome dragons, explore ancient blockade tombs, find wondrous treasures. I protect those who cannot protect themselves and bring justice to the world.
Those are admirable dreams. Perhaps someday they will come true.
Yes, perhaps they will, but what of your dream? Do you think these knights in red even exist?
I don't know.
Nor do I, friend. And yet, I have this foreboding feeling that something terrible is going to happen here.
Yes, Murdoch, I have this feeling as well.
But how can we prepare for something when we don't know what it is, whom it concerns, and when it will happen?
There's only one way. We have to find the knights in red.
Murdoch scratches his chin. Perhaps the watchmen would know of them.
The watchmen?
There are soldiers who patrol the eastern border. They protect these lands from the barbarians of the Jandar Plains. Perhaps they have seen these knights in red.
And where are these watchmen?
They're just a few miles from here. If you follow the south road to Norrinshire, and then turn east at the signpost, you will come to their fort.
Do you think they might have seen these knights?
Maybe. They have seen much, these men, for they are great warriors.
Then we must go speak with them.
Actually, I think I better stay here, just in case those knights arrive.
Very well. I will return if I learn anything.
Farewell, then.
I will see you again soon. Well, didn't get my shield back, so I have to be careful about purchasing things to other people. This fine lager gets its name from the crushed leaf of the Norren oak tree, which is added during the brewing process. So we'll drink it. This is a portrait of Nimblefinger's Briarfoot, a halfling explorer of great renown.
Greetings and well met.
Can you tell me if there's been any trouble here recently?
Trouble? What kind of trouble?
Any attacks?
Attack Norrinshire? Good heavens, no. Why would anyone attack us here?
Seen any strangers?
Other than you, madam, no, nobody comes here much, you see.
I see, thank you. I don't think there's any point in really asking about this. No one seems to have known anything, and the mayor said
Hello there.
that they haven't seen. So, unless there's a...
I welcome and greet you.
Unless I have a reason to see a different type of a dialogue, I'll stop asking. It'll probably start bothering people if I keep bringing it up with everyone.
Well, hello to you.
But I still want to go quickly through the people, maybe see if there's something we can do here.
Greetings and well met.
There seems to be identical dialogue with most of these people. It's not that big of a place. At least the mayor's home. Your feeling of foreboding grows. The serenity of this place seems like such a fragile
I
thing.
welcome and
It's maybe around 4 or 5 of these little homes. The voice is following me. I suppose it's basically the yellow text. It's an invisible guy talking to me. I don't particularly want to steal anything unless it's something truly exceptional. I'm just taking a look at the moment.
Greetings and well met.
Same dialogue. Okay, the mayor's house. Hmm. There might be some worthwhile things. I'm not stealing little things, minor things, random loot items. Has to be something that's immediately useful or something genuinely odd.
Greetings.
Yeah, he has nothing new to say to us. I doubt he has many riches in his cellar. Those rats. They seem like random loot containers. Concentration +3, I'll take it. It's a shitty item, but since I have nothing in that slot. No secrets or horrible things in the cellar, so this seems, for all intents and purposes, just a happening village that doesn't really have anything going for it. No real threats, no secrets. Right. I think there's still like 2 houses left. Maybe there's something. Robins. The disarray in this home appears to be quite deliberate. Is this something different?
Hello, hello.
Hello, sir. Can you tell me if there has been any trouble?
Trouble? Oh yes, there's a lot of trouble. Those chickens keep getting loose and go pooping in my flowers, and someone has taken my spectacles again. I tell you, it's that rascal Rigwin Wistybucky. He's always playing pranks.
No, I mean, has there been any violence?
What? What on earth are you talking about, young woman?
Has anyone attacked the town in recent days?
Attack Norrenshire? Good heavens, no. Why would anyone attack us here?
I don't know.
Well then, stop your worries. If you'll excuse me now, I must go. I'm a very busy man, you see.
Of course you are. People who want to think of themselves as important are very busy. The Pale Elf was related to the other campaign. I'm not gonna read that book. Ooh, Lesser Restoration is somewhat useful. I could get rid of the Constitution Decrease, for example. But it's still random loot. At home in a Ragnathan kitchen. This book is a compilation of recipes for the kind of food eaten by the Ragnathan barbarians, with a short introduction by Brewhard the Bloodletter. Most of the recipes are pretty simple variations of roasted meats, but they are not easy to prepare because they are all designed to serve groups of 20 to 40 people. Ooh. Anger in the Forest. Oris Ogena and the Edge of the World. Lost Islands of Veyarthim. Dreamweavers. Well, that seems important. In the nation of Akaban, in the city of Hierathanum, there stands a monastery known as the Chantry of the Weavers. Its members practice an art that is neither arcane nor divine, but which some say reaches beyond even the powers of the gods themselves. For the weavers are able to gaze upon time. It is said that they practice an art of dreaming which allows them to see the structure of the world, not only in its present moment, but in all the moments past and moments yet to come, all in a single lucid glance. The most skilled among them need only to look into a man's eye to see his history and his future, his birth and the moment of his death. And for this they are feared. For knowing the future does not help one change it. That which is destined cannot be denied. Many of those who have spoken with the weavers had met with great tragedies, seeking to change the course of their future and instead only bringing it to pass. For the last 60 years the Akabari have barricaded the monastery into a kind of prison for the dreaming sages and strictly restrict anyone from entering. And yet, they support the weavers with donations of food supplies as well as with young recruits who choose to denounce a normal life in return for transcendent sight. Even ever practical, the Akabari appreciate the awesome power that is held within the Chantry of the right. Lost Island. Does this seem even remotely relevant? According to legend, much of the land that is now Belleria was once a lush jungle inhabited by a race of elf-like creatures called the Veyarthim. Veyarthim were skilled practitioners of arcane arts and excelled in their ability to control the forces of nature. More than 20,000 years ago, however, the civilization vanished without much trace. Anything interesting? Scholars do not agree on the possible reason for this. Some believe that the Vearthem were defeated by dwarven clans descending from the north. Others believe that they destroyed themselves in a great release of adjurative magic. Still others say that the winter became colder over the centuries and the Vearthem moved south to what is now Akaban. However, there are also suggestions that the Bearthim, unwilling to live peacefully among the newer races, simply chose to leave the continent upon a magical floating island that sailed westward over the horizon. None of these tales, however, are widely believed anymore, as the very existence of the Bearthim is largely discounted by most scholars. History does not forgive those who neglect their own memory. Could that be intentional? If it's related to this world, so it might be related to the events we're experiencing. I don't see how this is related to anything. The anger in the forest was the previous forest, though. Long ago, a druid named Cyril cared for the forest of Aril Glen. According to legend, she fell in love with a traveler who passed through the woods and bore a child from the union. She raised the child alone in the care of the forest, but one day a hungry wolf attacked the child and killed it. Cyril was overcome with grief, feeling that the forest betrayed her. In her anger, she began to chop down the trees. It is said that the trees came alive then and smothered Cyril in their branches. To this day her spirit is said to haunt the woods. If ever anyone comes across her burial place, let them take care to not speak her name, for she may awaken and release the fury that still rages in her heart. I think that was the dark place we found in the previous map. Cyril. Syril. Huh. Purple Witch. Dilemmas of Prognostication. Ooh, seems related to what we might be experiencing. Purple Witch. The children of... Oh, fuck that world. Especially the very naughty ones often hear tales of the Purple Witch. It is said that she lives in a house that is not a house that walks on four legs and eats gems as food. It is said that the Purple Witch has two tongues that don't always speak in agreement, but that both have a taste for children cooked with bell peppers. Although it is not known whether this tale has any truth to it, it certainly helps to keep kids quiet that night, but it doesn't seem help them sleep. This seems more related, yeah. More effort has been put to it. This academic text by one Melchior Salmakhan discusses the apparent inconsistency between the concept of free will and the ability to see the future. It begins with a careful historical account of some of the most well-documented cases of prophetic visions, which predicted future events with an accuracy that far exceeded those expected by pure chance. Among these are the prophecies spoken to King Elham by the blind hermit of Kuril, who foretold the king's betrayal by his elder son Hamash. Unfortunately, the King Elham did not heed the warning and had the hermit beheaded instead. There are also several prophecies by the legendary Aruthen of Akaban, some of which are yet to pass. The book also discusses many examples of false prophets and tries to point out some of the telltale signs of real prophetic talent. Part 2 of the book examines several cases in which deliberate attempts were made to contravene a given prophecy but which failed, either by misinterpreting the specific events that were to happen or by actually bringing them about. For example, when the wizard Uzrekia was told by the Shadoon vizier that her death would come from an orc's arrow, she began a campaign of systematic slaughter of all orcs in the southern Beleria. He so angered the orcish god Grumsh that he dispatched his most fearsome assassin to put an arrow between her eyes. Had she not acted on the prophecy, she may have never attracted such attention. Yeah, it brings about the question of free will. Did she have a choice to make the choice or not? In part 3, Melchior discusses the implication of infallible prognostication for the concept of free will. He writes, while we at all times feel to be in full control of our actions and to determine the course of specific events in our lives, this must surely be an illusion. For if infallible prophets exist as they appear to, then their knowledge must draw upon a structure of world and time that is static. I don't agree with that. A structure which can be known but not change. If even one being is capable of knowing the future with full detail, then no one, not even that being, is ever in possession of free will. The structure of history is predetermined and that which is destined cannot be denied. Yeah, that keeps repeating. Melchior then goes on to consider the moral implication of this conclusion, leading to a dreary treatise that ends with phrases such as, since all our actions are preordained, then we cannot feel guilt or pride at anything that we do. We are soullessly playing out the form of destiny, much like a river plays out the softest path through stone. Yeah, I suppose it's basically the concept of why you don't really put moral blame on a machine, or in a lesser extent to on an animal, and a greater extent to a person who actually makes a choice to do something. It's in the act of conscious choosing is where the moral blame lies. So if everything can be predicted perfectly, and then it means nothing can change. So no one actually does any choices, not really. You think you do make a choice, but you always made the choice. It was never a choice you made. So there cannot be any moral blame for your actions. The reason why that seems to make sense to me. But the thing is, having some visions of the future or prophecy is quite a bit different than having a creature that knows everything that ever happened in all timelines. We at best case scenario, I could make a claim that certain events might be set, that those always happen, and even in those cases, let's say the attack I saw with the red knights, I didn't see all that much. So, and I think the vision I saw myself, it had the equipment I have, the clothes I have, the look I have. So if I would change, can I even change those? Surely I can. I think this is going to be an issue we'll have to think about throughout the campaign. At the very end, however, Melchior seems more optimistic, seeking to find a solution which allows free will to be compatible with prophetic talents. I think that sort of set pieces of time would allow that, or set events. You don't see everything, but certain things might be much more likely to happen. And even those might have rules. Here he speculates that perhaps the only aspect of the future which cannot be changed are those which have been spoken by the prophets. In other words, perhaps the real talent of prophecy is not to see the future but to shape it. When Vashti told Haman that his child would be a son, her words sculpted future events such that a son would be born. Had she not spoken, perhaps the child would have been a girl. This possibility, Melchior concludes, motivates one to avoid profits at all costs. He even suggests that those with a gift for seeing the future may need to be killed. Carefully reading of the books leads one to believe that the author, so fascinated by prophetic talents, had consulted a seer at one time and did not like what he heard. Well, that's an interesting conclusion, though, because we were given a chance not to mention the dreams we saw, but we did talk about them. So did we basically set the event in stone by talking about it? It was a possibility, but the moment we spoke about it, it became a reality. Spectacles. This is a small pair of glass. What? This is a small pair of glasses. Right. Ooh. Probably something fairly valuable there. Maybe he won't like me taking a look. Cave of Songs. Cave of Songs I think is another module. So that would make at least 3 campaigns in the same game world.
Hello, hello.
Excuse me, are these your spectacles? Oh, why yes. Where did you find them, young woman? Yeah, in your own storage room. That begs the question, why was I going through the storage room? I just found them. Well, give them here. Here you go. Thanks. Now if you have no more business here, good night. Good night. Looks at you with a penetrating gaze. And heed my words, young woman. Don't go rummaging around things that don't belong to you. It can get you into a lot of trouble. I'll remember that, thanks. Yep. I don't think I want to try to unlock that particular chest. Think I'll make a quick look at these and then just move on. We basically have to find the Guardians or go to the suspected tomb site of Zero. The problem is me alone cannot really do much. So I'm not sure if I want to go to the tomb site. Maybe it would be better to go after the Guardians now for now. I mean, going after the Guardians can't end this. Nothing has really happened here. I've learned a lot about prophecies and possibilities, but this would be a very sucky prologue if that's the only thing that happens here. This road leads south to the town of Kirinhall. We have a... The watchman can be found in a fort not far from here. I should go south toward Kirinhall and turn east at the signpost. Hello, signpost. Probably can't even go south. Right. Cold wind blows from the east. Captain Alcyon. Someone here to speak with you, sir. Let them come forward.
Yes? Is there
Eh,
something you need?
Greetings, sir. My name is Anian Melinian, and I would like to ask you something. Yes, go ahead. You sell equipment. Girl, this is no merchant camp. This is a fort of the watch. We do not bring here that which we do not need, and we do not need that which we do not bring. Have you perchance seen any men dressed in red armor pass through these lands?
No.
I have seen no such as that pass through these lands. Are you sure?
Of course.
Who are these men that you seek? I do not know. I have seen them in a dream. This is nonsense. Do not waste my time with your foolish talk. No, please, you must listen to me. I believe these Red Knights are going to attack the township of Norrenshire. Leave me. Fine. Murdoch.
This could be bad. Assist me here.
They have come. What? The Knights in Red? Yes, they're attacking Norrenshire. Please come quick. Alright, let's go. But there are too many. We won't have any chance against all of them. We must ask for help. I will speak with the captain of the watchmen. Perhaps he can help us.
Well met, friend.
The township of Norrenshire is under attack. Please come help. Under attack by whom? By the Knights in Red. Please come quick. There may still be time. Ooh, okay.
Get them.
Sounds of battle come from the north. Red Knights. How good are they? Very difficult. Yeah, we are not gonna survive if we go there. This knight is dressed in armor the color of blood. He moves without speaking and without mercy. Am I blocking you, watchman?
Rage of the Red Tiger unleashed.
Yeah, I think we're just basically gonna sit this one out.
Taste steel, villain.
Try to contribute a little bit of damage.
Taste my savage fury.
But they're good. The captain would have died long time ago if he wasn't somehow protected by the game. No. Yeah, they're all dead. Sweet Jenny Key dead. Moving on the knights. Silver coin. One side of this coin bears the likeness of a griffin, symbol of Valerian royalty. On the other side, these words are inscribed. By this oath I am bound to his service, to his will. Never shall my trust waver, for he is the greatest of men. Well, we have a clue. We loot the corpses. But we probably should loot that particular container. I mean, there's no point leaving the loot there. We also need to go and try to find the resting blade of the druid.
By all the hells!
All dead. They're all dead. I know, Meridak, I'm terribly sorry, but there was nothing we could do. His eyes blaze with anger. We must find whoever is behind this atrocity. Justice will be done. Meridak, look at this coin. Do you recognize it? Meridak looks at it through eyes filled with sorrow. Well? No, I don't recognize it. Perhaps the captain would know what it is. I'll ask.
It is done.
They are all dead. But who were these men? I don't know. Do you recognize these shields they carry? No, I do not. But you seem to know something about them, yes? What? No, I know nothing. And yet before you had asked me if I had seen them. How did you know they would come? I saw them in a dream. A dream? I find that hard to believe, Mrs. I find it easier to believe that you are involved in this somehow. What? No, that's not true. Don't you accuse her. She came here only to help. Yes, I only wanted to help to prevent all this. Well, it seems you have failed. She did the best she could. We could do nothing against these villains. Settle down now, Master Halfling. We must find out who or what is behind all this. He walks to one of the dead knights and removes his helm. Look, his face is as pale as death itself. Is he human? I believe so, but he seems affected with some kind of foul disease or magic. I've never seen anything like this. Nor have I. Perhaps this is a new kind of threat which has come to place a blight upon our kingdom. We must find out who is behind all this.
We should search this place.
My men will secure the area. Wait, I have found this. By this oath I am bound to his service, to his will. Never shall my trust waver, for he is the greatest of men. Do you know what it means?
No.
But I'm a warrior, not a sage nor scholar. Perhaps you should take it to someone who knows of such things. Like a bard. The bard and Anya. And that bard back in the Hopping Hobgoblin Inn. I bet he knows all about these things. Then let's go speak with him, Meridak. Yes, let's hurry. Farewell, sir. We will do our best to find out who was behind this atrocity.
Farewell.
But actually we won't. Not yet. I think I'll end things here for now. But I want to check the chest we found a key for. I would imagine that the prologue ends very quickly. Now we have been set on our path. We have a mystery to solve. A little bit of cash. I'll take it. Should I rest? I don't think there's any real need for it. At the same time, we are potentially picking a fight with someone.
an undead summon boot. Right, I'll leave things here. Go back to the Hobgoblin Inn, try to figure out the Cyril thing. I can't see it being anything else but the weird location with the little tree man. It's a little troublesome environment here. The pathfinding basically shits itself in these complicated environments with a lot of obstructions. It looks great, but it's not all that great in practical terms.
We
Okay,
have no choice. They must be eliminated.
where are the others? We're not gonna get a level up out of this, so we'll have to make do with what we have. I can boost our attacks with fire, so we can, and we have a couple of magical attacks, so we can do a decent amount of damage, I think. Cat's Grace will also work as a buff for Meridoc, since he has a light weapon and his weapon uses weapon finesse. Yeah, that's where we need to go, I think.